Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signor, and I'm here with my non-spoiler review of Wonder Woman 84. So happy to talk about it. Finally got to see it. I've been so excited for this film. How did it hold up? Is it better than the first one? Did it live up to the hype? I'm going to get all to it, but before I do that, guys, look what I got. What? I got this amazing Wonder Woman 84 influencer box. Thank you, Warner Media, for sending me this over. It's got some amazing Wonder Woman swag. I'm going to be opening that up over on my Instagram. If you're not following me there, you should be. Why? Because I'm going to be giving away one similar to this. I'm giving away a fan box that'll have a lot of other cool exclusive stuff. And if you want to get that box, these are rare. If you want to go get that box, go on over to Instagram and follow me at Andy Signor. I'm going to be doing more giveaways and stuff over there, trying to build my Instagram following so it's not just YouTube. I'd be grateful if you go support me over there. I will be posting a Wonder Woman post. Go leave a comment, make sure you're following, and then you can check out the unboxing in my stories over there. And I probably also will be sharing my unboxing on Twitter at some point as well. But make sure you follow over on Instagram to see it all and to be entered in the contest to win your own Wonder Woman fan box with amazing, cool, exclusive stuff. And thank you, Warner Media, for sending it over. I look forward to seeing what's in there. Now comes the awkward part. Because, look, just because they send you swag doesn't mean we have to love the movie. And sadly, look, here's what I'll say. I liked the movie. I think I went in with too high expectations. And I think it would be smart for all of you to go in with lowered expectations. So again, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to break down plot points. I'm going to be as vague as I can, but it's hard to talk about this movie fully without being, talking about stuff. So I'm going to try my best here, so bear with me. All right, so overall, here, let's start with a positive, okay? The positive. Pedro Pascal steals the movie. He is fantastic as Max Lord, and I loved it. Honestly, without him, I probably wouldn't have liked this movie. He saved the film for me. I loved his character. I loved his arc. I loved his performance. Pedro Pascal was fantastic in this movie for me. There were the best moments were honestly his for me in the whole film. Again, not to spoil it, but I really, really enjoyed what he did with it. There's a concept and idea and what happens to him. All of it was very fascinating, and it ends well. Overall, fantastic job by Pedro Pascal. Without a doubt, steals the movie for me. He's great. Chris Pine, also good. Look, it's nice to have him back. I'm not going to explain why he's there, but it makes sense to the plot. They do explain it to you. And look, it's nice to have him back. Him and Gal Gadot have an amazing chemistry from the first movie. It's nice to see them continue that in this movie. I missed him. The character of Diana clearly misses him, and that adds to some strong emotional beats here as well. I can't get into what my only issue with it. I'm not going to get into it, but overall, look, I love Chris Pine. I love Steve Trevor. It's so nice to see them back together, beating bad guys. When they're together, it's fire. When Wonder Woman's more solo fighting, less fire. Here's my biggest problem with the film. It's very campy at times. And while it's set in the 80s, I mean, maybe that's why it felt that, but I'm talking her lasso fighting. It just doesn't work for me. I know they're trying to fit in the Wonder Woman tropes, but they sort of were wise to avoid that as much in the first movie. And it didn't ever feel as cheesy as it does in this movie. They do what most sequels do. The problem with sequels is they overdo it. And so by a certain point in this movie, she's literally Spider-Manning around with the lasso, grabbing jets and clouds, and you're just like, what? Somehow they made the first one feel a little bit more grounded in a way and pulled it off. And then, the first one does lose its way a little bit in the third act when she's, facing, but still a strong ending. This one, it's just too much at times when she's flying around, lassoing, and the first scene in the mall where she's fighting, I was sort of like, ugh, what's going on? This is it now? Oh, I don't know if I want to watch more of this. It doesn't start well for me. So let me correct that. The opening scene, the Olympic scene with her as a child, Themyscira, it's great. That sequence I loved. I loved that opening. And then once they get into the 80s and you see what Wonder Woman's doing and how she's sort of stopping bad guys, it has a very Superman feel, but it just feels off. It doesn't feel... It's clearly Patty trying to make a Superman movie, but using Wonder Woman. and it just doesn't work for me. It doesn't work the same way that I think a Superman movie would have worked. She's different. She sort of created her differently, and it just feels off seeing her sort of save people in the mall. And with the lasso and her sliding, she sort of feels like she's, as my daughter said as we're watching, she's like ice skating everywhere. It just, something was off. It just didn't fully jive with me. And it's not just the fighting. Look, Gal's performance in this she's strong. I love her. I love her Wonder Woman. However, in this movie, I just feel like they don't give her a lot to do. It's sort of clear steps she's going to go down, and the supporting characters really do sort of step up and do more. And then sort of Diana does the things you expect her to do, and it just doesn't have the same effect or the empowering moments that the first one had. And that to me was disappointing. I wanted more Wonder Woman moments. And there's one great one with the car sequence that you've seen in the trailer. That's, for me, was hands down the best action sequence of the film. It's a great scene, but again, Steve Trevor's there to sort of assist in a way that he often does. And that scene, great. But as I'm replaying it, and I just watched it, that to me was a standout action scene, not the finale, not a lot of their stuff. It's that one moment, and the rest of them all pale in comparison, sadly. So overall, just there's something missing with her. It just doesn't have the same spark that the first one did for some reason for me. I still love her. I still love the character. I think there's still potential here, but it does feel like a sequel. It really does. And then getting to the next issue, like I didn't like her. I didn't like Kristen Wiig's performance. She plays it very Kristen Wiig in the beginning. Kristen Wiig, sorry, I say it wrong. She plays very, it feels like, we've seen her before. Hey, I'm going to do my Kristen Wiig character that I do in Ghostbusters all over. And hey, and then, she built some confidence and she gets better. There's one sequence with her that I did like where she goes off with this dude on a street. You'll see what I'm talking about. I wanted more like that. I wanted to see the turn happen even more crazily, and we don't really get to go there. It's a fast thing, and I can't get into spoilers or explain what's happening, but I wanted more of that, and I didn't get it. And then by the time we see the cheetah, I wasn't into it. Didn't like it. Didn't like the CGI. I thought the fight at the end is, again, you've seen some of it in the trailers. You've seen it in the trailers. If you like it, then you'll love it. If you're a little worried, yeah, it's not. My worries were founded. Yeah, I just didn't like the finale with them fighting. And so look, I got even the scene that everyone's like all hyped on. It's this like the armor, and she shows up with the wings. It just feels cheesy and campy, and like, what are these wings? Where'd they come from? And really, there's just a lot of sort of style over substance more in this one, and I expected more substance in the Wonder Woman movie, especially a sequel, especially with all the hype of this is the movie we need, and it's so important for our times right now. I mean, sure, I understand what message they're going with, but yeah, it didn't hit as hard as the first one did. So overall, I liked parts of it a lot. That one action scene with the cars is great. There are some definite emotional beats that do hit. Again, Pedro Pascal kills it. He's fantastic. I loved his performance in this. I love the character. I love a lot of it. There are still some main plot points overall that just don't jive with me, and I still have questions over that. I look forward to debating with you guys in our spoiler review. In fact, we are going to be doing a special Nerd Wars this Saturday, Wonder Woman 84 Nerd Wars. You're not going to want to miss that, where we'll go head to head and we're going to get into it. Was this a good movie or not? We're going to do that. I'm also going to post a spoiler review before that, so stay tuned as you guys watch it. The film does open this Christmas Day, December 25th, in the afternoon. They actually even finally announced a time, thank God. Start premiering these things at a time where we can all sit and watch together. Disney Plus, I'm looking at you. But kudos for Warner for figuring that out and saying, yeah, I think it's at noon or something. You can Google it. I don't have that here handy, but there's a set time on December 25th where it will be on, and everyone can watch at the same time. So I think that was bravo on them to allow people to have proper watch parties and things and watch it together. And overall, look, I think a lot of people will still enjoy this movie. It's not a bad movie. It just went in with high expectations because the first movie was so damn good. Patty and Gal just hit it out of the park, and I think surprised a lot of people. And so I think going in with such high expectations this one, you're only probably going to be a little disappointed with it. So that's why I want to lower them. I still like it. and I got to sit with it a bit more. But yeah, as my daughter just said, it's like she was confused a lot, and as she said, sort of like, yeah, it's not as good as the first one. Even she, and she's 11, she even noticed it, and she loved the first one. I just recently showed it to her. It's now her favorite movie. She was so excited to watch this with me, and we had fun, but it's not the same. Sadly, not the same. Some really big ideas that could have been really cool, but I think Wonder Woman as a character got lost a little in the way. And then there's some fan service of things that they do that are cool, but don't really serve the plot. And man, that lasso, it's hard. It's lasso and fighting and grabbing things and swinging on things. I guess that's the comics, that's the show. So what am I talking about, Andy? But it doesn't work for me in this big budget sort of style that she created. I didn't notice it as badly in the first movie as I did in this one. It's overused and it's a little bit crazy. So look, overall, I think it's worth watching. Absolutely. And if you can see it in theaters, it's a beautifully shot, colorful. There are some good sequences, action sequences, etc. I do recommend it in theaters if you can go there, obviously to help support theater industry. If you can't and you can watch on HBO Max, definitely do so. It's worth the watch. If you have HBO Max, I know some of you can't even get it. They're still trying to get all places access to HBO Max, especially where there's theaters shut down. So I hope you guys have an opportunity to see it somewhere. It's definitely worth watching, but again, like I said, lower the expectations a little bit. And again, quick reminder, make sure to go subscribe, follow me rather on Instagram at Andy Signor for your chance to win a fan box similar, not this one, but it's going to have some other cool stuff in it, like this one, because man, this one's cool. I'm excited. I saw some of the stuff quickly, but I'll be unboxing this over there on Instagram and my stories. So stay tuned. So follow me, like I said. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed here, make sure to hit subscribe, hit that bell for all alerts, and then while you're there, smash that like button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Are you excited for the film? What do you think? You're going to be watching it open day on HBO in theaters. Leave us your comments down below and then click on these. Thanks for watching, everybody.